Hey guys, Vincent here with Zeus Retro, and today I want to talk to you guys about the fall of physical media from a Gen Z's perspective. Now, when I mean Gen Z's perspective, I mean me, considering that I grew up around that generation. There's a lot I want to discuss about this topic to kind of give you guys an understanding from someone else's perspective, because I'm sure you guys seen lots of YouTube videos of people's perspectives, and to be fair, a lot of these people are very knowledgeable. However, they're all around their 30s or 40s, maybe even 50s, and those are the types of people who make those kind of videos, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I have yet to see that perspective from someone of a newer generation like myself, who grew up around retro video games. Now, me personally, I grew up around PlayStation 2, original Xbox, the Wii, even the 360. Sure, it is retro, you know, PS1, PS2, Xbox original, maybe not super duper retro, but that's what helped me got into it. I got into it because of my father. I was very fortunate enough to be able to play a lot of games with them on split screen, and I have a lot of memories playing certain games with them, like Mortal Kombat Deception, Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, Burnout 3 Takedown, which is one of my favorites if I'm being 100% honest, and Scooby-Doo, and just a lot of different titles out there, you know, and I think it's really good for some people my age to actually learn about retro video games, especially with how things are going currently in the digital era anyways, as is, which we will get into that later in the video of that topic. Now, number two I want to talk about is I want to explain how, as time progressed, retro video games started to fade over time, especially with new consoles coming out year after year. Like I said, I've been around for a little bit, not as much longer as other people, but I have seen a lot of changes in the newer generation. Like, I remember when the 360 came out, you know, it was the hottest thing, you know, Xbox Live was like one of the biggest things. Like, the whole online thing was just really big even for then, but it wasn't great. The mic sounded terrible, you know, but in a way it helped a lot of people connect easier. But over time, the online got even bigger and bigger, you know. Now, like, everyone these days, friends, even relationships, they're meeting through online because of video games, which I think is cool and great and all. However, the thing with that is that the physical media started to kind of fade over time. I mean, honestly, that was inevitable. Like, in one of the videos that Zeus was talking about, which I will link in the video, he was explaining about how Steam was kind of doing it at first, you know, and at the time it wasn't as big, but it was a thing. But as time progressed, it turned into, well, that every day on every console. What I mean is, like, PlayStation 3, even then it wasn't, you know, as common, but they had digital games you could buy. Same thing with 360. But as soon as the next generation came out, which was the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and all the consoles that follow afterwards, that's when it really took over. Again, a lot of the digital marketing. Honestly, it is a good and bad thing. Like, it's good for people to just buy the games without, you know, issues with physical media, because let's be honest, physical media does have issues. You know, it would scratch a lot, sometimes it wouldn't work. Don't even get me started on the Ring of Death. Everyone at that time knew what the Ring of Death was. But like I said, the digital market completely took over. Again, it's a good and bad thing. The reason why it's a bad thing for this topic is because it's physical media. There's just something about it, you know, there's that charm, you know, about holding a really cool game. You know, the art style on the front of the box was really cool. It had a really cool manual, you know, and it had all these really cool pictures in the back. It would make you want to buy the game. I remember when I was a kid, there were times I just bought the game because it looked cool, even though I had no idea what it was, what it was even about, really. But again, the digital market has completely taken over, and it's a good and bad thing, but very bad for physical media. And then again, like I said, physical media is just taking a deep dive in the deep end. But that also means that your games are becoming very valuable. So I would hold on to even the cheap common titles, because they will go up in value. Now, the fourth thing, or the third thing, the last thing I want to talk about really is about how bad the current state of video games is. Like I've already said, one of those reasons is the digital market, but there's a little bit more in depth about this than more people think. A lot of these newer games that are coming out aren't completely finished.
What the hell?
They're like very unfinished products. Now, there's a lot of reasons why that is, but in my opinion, which a lot of people would agree with, I think a lot of people know this and everyone's thought of this, but they rush games now. Like, I want to say the quickest game that I know of that was rushed was like 7 or 8 months, and that's not good. That's not a lot of time to develop it completely, because games are never perfect. They will have bugs, they will have glitches, people will exploit, and that's why you have alphas, you have betas, even pre-alphas, like there's a reason why those exist and why it takes so many years to develop a game. You got to fix those issues. Not only that, but you need to make a complete game so they can get the full experience. I can't tell you how many times I played a game that wasn't even fully complete or had so many bugs because they wanted to rush it. Like, it just made it not even worth playing. It's like I spent $60 to $70 to play a game that's not even complete, and that's been happening a lot recently. And because of that, I don't even have like the courage. I don't even have the will to play new games that come out unless, I really, really, really like it, which is not often. So a lot of people like myself, start to think about the older days, about how good video games used to be. Like, sure, it may have not had the best graphics, maybe there were some issues with the games, but overall it was complete, and you could tell that they put their heart and soul into the game. Like, you can tell that when they made this game, it had a vision, it had a good story, it had character development, a lot of different things, and you just don't see that nowadays. I'm not gonna say that every game nowadays don't have that, but not as many as there used to be. That's why there are a lot of the most popular games of all time are still older games. Like GTA has sold the most copies worldwide. Same thing with Tetris and Minecraft. Those top 3, again, there hasn't been a game that's came close since then, and there's a reason. Again, it's the creativity, in my opinion, and it's just gotten a lot worse these days. And there is one more thing, and a lot of people didn't notice this change, but this has happened the past, I want to say, past 2 to 3 years, and it's gotten to a point nowadays. You can't even use profanity in game chat. Not that that matters, not that I use profanity, but it's about the principle. Again, a lot of these games, like let's use Call of Duty as an example, it's a rated M game. It's rated M for mature, and that I'm not gonna say it, but that it describes to you why it's rated M and all the things it contains in the video games, and and even the characters and the story of a lot of these games use profanity.
I'm kicking your player. Notice I didn't say shooting, because I need ammo for that.
But when you would go online and maybe you'll say something, and you get a text message from the developers or, the game saying, hey, you can't use profanity in the game, it's not allowed. It's gone to the point now where a rated M game is really not rated M. It's like, as long as the characters and whatever it is in the game that they're doing can use profanity and all these things, but you can't do it yourself no more. Again, I don't really care that much, but I think for a lot of people who are adults who play this game, who really enjoy it, I think it really just kind of just makes the game die. It's very slowly. Again, it's a rated M game. You should be able to use profanity. Now, a lot of people say some really crazy stuff, and I'm all about like, hey, if they say something they shouldn't say, yeah, okay, maybe they deserve a ban. But if you're just saying any kind of profanity, even just one curse word, whether it's nothing crazy at all, I think that is a little ridiculous, and again, a lot of people don't know about this because it's a new thing, but it's in every game. Even the rated M games, it's like you're playing a rated E game. It's okay, the way I would explain it is that like the game itself is rated M, but when it comes to the actual game, like voice chat, it feels like it's rated E, because you can't say anything without getting some kind of warning or getting some kind of ban. And again, back in the day, that happened a lot, and I'm not gonna say it was perfect. It was actually really bad. However, when it came down to actually banning people, they always banned the right people. They used actual reasoning. And I believe that they're using AI to actually to have them detect profanity to ban people. I know this because I was a victim of it once. But no, rest assured, I actually didn't say anything. I don't talk in game chat in games. I'm always muted. I don't even have my microphone on. But one day I just got a random message saying, hey, stop using profanity. You know, you're banned for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, I haven't even used my microphone a single time in this game. Like, I don't use my microphone. I just have a headset. I don't even have it plugged in. And I think it has to do with, again, detecting profanity, whether it was actually me or someone in the game. It detected that. I think it really is AI, and that's a big problem with the current state of video games, and I think that's going to play a big part in the downfall. Now that is the end of the video, guys. Please be sure to like, subscribe if you guys did enjoy this video, and please let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comments. I would really like to see what your guys' opinion is about the stuff I talked about. This is Vincent with Zeus Retro, and I am out.